Honorable Minister, I give him his full entitlement, the Honorable Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Ismaila Ceesay. He's wearing peace this morning, all white. Welcome, Doctor.
Good morning, Peter.
I miss you. You were not here last week.
No, I gave chance to my colleague.
Yeah, did you listen to him as he was on the radio?
I listened to the program. He enlightened those who are making false statements, trying to mislead the public.
Well, maybe they just did not have information, and you can't, you can't fault them.
Yeah, but if you don't have information, don't speak. Don't make misleading statements. It was good that he came. He cleared the air. He discussed some of the most important and critical issues that the public needed to know, and it was a very good interview.
Fantastic.
It was unlike the monologue you had with Larry Ceesay.
Come on. Why are you after Larry Ceesay?
I'm not after him.
I
I said the monologue you had.
With
him.
With who?
With Larry Ceesay.
Yeah. So how can you say you did not name him?
Well, I spoke about the monologue.
Okay.
His claims are already been taken care of by the Honorable Minister of Finance, so I would not deep into that.
Well, he would also say that he took care of your claims. Yeah. Very good. Okay, starting point has to be the UNGA and the delegation. How large was the delegation?
I'm waiting for that to come in as soon as possible, but before it comes in, I'd like to address 3 or 4 issues which I think are important for us to address as a government.
Yeah, sure.
The first has to do with the potential visa restriction against the Gambia by the U.S. government. Seen people going around making all lots of statements. The fact is that we have currently over 3,000 Gambians that are on the line to be deported to the Gambia by the American government. Now, but we as a government need to verify whether these are really Gambian before they can be issued travel documents. And that process is a really...
So we have 3,000 purported Gambians rather than 3,000 Gambians, because if you...
Purported, yes, exactly. Thanks for the correction. Purported Gambians that are to be deported from the U.S. Now, the verification process is a very slow process because these Gambians are in different states. Going to interview them to verify their Gambians is a long process. It involves a lot of logistics. The U.S. government had suggested that this thing be done virtually, and that was the issue back and forth. He had tried to find a solution to this, and because of the delay, it was an administrative decision to put Gambia on a list of countries to be potentially inflicted with travel restriction. And we are given 60 days to try to resolve the issue. I think the government now will look at this, work with the U.S. government together, as has always been the case. I mean, these two countries share a very strong bilateral relationship to try to find a solution to the problem. Apart from this, nothing else is the reason for the potential travel restriction.
I haven't been to the U.S. post-COVID, and I was hoping to be able to spend Christmas this year, 2025, in the U.S. So please sort this out so that I can put in an application for a visa, and I may be lucky to get one.
The two governments will work together to resolve it, as has always been the case. Now, the other issue has to do with the facilitation of foreign currency for businesses who are importing essential commodities. Now, I've seen also people thinking and making the false statement that the money was given to them for free, 100 million, which is false. What happened was that the Minister of Trade facilitated for some importers of essential commodities to have access to foreign currency. So, Peter, you are into the media business, but that wouldn't stop you if you want to be importing essential commodities as part of your business. Now, if you do that and you seek for support from the Ministry of Trade for you to access foreign currency, because you have a dalasi, and dalasi is not traded in the world market, the Ministry of Trade, knowing that these are essential commodities and these are key players, if they're not supported with what they need to do the import, there'll be shortage of essential commodities. They facilitated for this to happen. They don't do it. It's the central bank that does it, that coordinates for this to happen. What they did was that is to send names of businesses to the central bank to say, help and facilitate for these businesses to have access to foreign currency. It's not like they're giving free money to go and import. No, that is not the case. It's for them to facilitate to get access to foreign currency, because that's the dalasi, and dalasi is not traded. That is what has happened, and had that not taken place, we would have been faced with a potential shortage.
So, okay, they got the dollars. Did they give the equivalent in dollars back to the central bank of the Gambia?
In fact, the central bank did not even give. They will facilitate. They'll talk to maybe other financial institutes that have access to foreign currency, like I don't want to name names because of
but they'll give them dollars.
No, that's what I'm saying. That if they don't have all the dollars,
it's not just facilitation. They'll give them dollars.
If they don't have all the dollars, they can also facilitate from other financial institutions to make sure. The most important thing was that it's not like it's free money given to them. No, they have the dollars. They want to trade.
How can we prove that? How can we prove that these people actually did give Dalasi back?
Yeah, but Peter,
because the central bank has gone to or through the minister or whoever and told the National Assembly that $100 million were shelled, to buy essential whatever.
It's not for free.
What's the proof?
Yeah, but
did they say in the National Assembly that they got Dalasi equivalent back?
No, but that is what has happened. They cannot give money for free like that. That doesn't happen. It doesn't work like that. It's not money for free. Go and buy and bring and sell and take the money. No, that will never happen anywhere. Our public finances are very robust. It doesn't happen. Okay. So what happened is that they facilitate for them to get access to foreign currency so they can bring in essential commodities so there's no shortage. Pure and simple.
Okay.
Now the third thing has to do with the Makasubi Square. So a lot of talk that has been going around.
It's all over the papers this morning.
I've seen Talib write a solidarity statement. Look, Peter, Makasubi Square was dilapidated. Makasubi Square is a national asset, a symbolic infrastructure that has been left abandoned by the council, not taken care of. The lawns are never mowed. If you go there before independence, and government spends millions of dollars every independence to renovate it. Now, government realizes that it's in the best interest of the country to take charge of this very important national infrastructure, to rehabilitate, to take care of it. And that's what we are doing, because it was abandoned. It was neglected by the council, and it wasn't taken care of. Everything was just falling apart. And this is a very significant national infrastructure, a very symbolic infrastructure. And government deemed it wise to take over it and take care of it, because government has been taking care of it anyway. Whenever there is independence, whenever there's an event, government takes care of it, do the rehabilitation. After that, it is left to rot again. And we thought that that cannot continue. It's a symbolic asset, it's a national asset, and we think that it is wise for government to take over and take this. There's no politics in that, to be honest. And I think that needs to be very clear as well.
What is wrong with government preparing the ground for the Diamond Jubilee celebrations, and at the end of it, allow the BCC to continue, managing the place? But after all, we are told by these local government authority, something Galga, that government is supposed to be giving local area councils a subvention that it has not done for years.
Yeah, but subvention is also contingent upon performance. This could be budgetary performance, it could be other performance. I cannot delve into that. That is not my domain. What I can say is that when it comes to the Makasubi Square, every year government spends millions to renovate it, to rehabilitate it, and after it rots. If you had gone to Makasubi Square well before independence, you'll see the grass. It was as tall as mountains. So for me, I think government is right in taking over that national symbolic infrastructure to make sure that they take care of it. Okay. It is part of the State House. It was built by the former governor during the colonial period. It doesn't belong to the BCC. The government thinks that it is wise for us to take care of it because it was rotting. It was like being destroyed totally. And government thinks that it is wise for us to take over it and take care of it.
Yeah, and I'm saying after, just hand it back to the BCC.
Yeah, but BCC have proven time and again that they are not taking care of it.
The president's office is supposed to be, busy already and not to take Makasubi Square management.
But it's a desperate move. In the sense that BCC has proven time and again that they don't have the capability to take care of this symbolic asset. So it's wise that government takes over it.
Okay. Before you came here, we got a text message asking to know about the delegation size to the women's conference in, is it in New York? And also why CD is part of the delegation. I asked the person who sent a text to clarify which of the CDs, because we have, please ask Dr. Ceesay how many people accompanied the First Lady to the UN's forum in New York, and why was CD on the delegation? And I'm saying we have 3 CDs, who could, any one of which could be on this delegation. Is it CD Ceesay, the NPP Administrative Secretary? Is it CD Toure, the IGP? Is it CD Keita, the Finance Minister? Anyway,
I think if he comes back with the clarification, we can answer the question. I don't know which of the CDs.
Okay. So let's leave the CD aside. What about the delegation size?
Well, I wouldn't know that. I would have, if you had given me that question before I came, I would have brought the answer with me.
It just came in this morning.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll come back with that when I get the right answer.
What about the United Nations General Assembly back in September?
I'm waiting for that to come in. You promised to... No, this morning when you called me...
You promised week before last. You did not come last week. You promised week before last that you would come to your next program, which should have been last week, but it's only this one, with the information. So you have no excuse to be here today without that information. Why is this?
The information is not with me.
Why is this top secret?
Yes, wait. It's not top secret. I'll get it today before I leave, hopefully, because the information is not with... I'm not a custodian of that information. I've been reaching out to the custodians of that, and this morning I've been promised that before the program ends...
Who's the custodian? You're supposed to be a transparent government.
It's the Ministry of Foreign Affairs who has that list, and to some extent, I think I tried to reach Chief of Staff. He promised to send it to me now, so we can go ahead. If it comes in, I'll just. We have nothing to hide.
Before 9:30, we'll get the information.
I hope so.
In the next 18 minutes. Good morning, Uncle Peter. Please ask the Honourable Minister whether he is the government spokesman. If yes, what is the role of Ibrahima Sankare? And this is from Cherno Jallo in Bakau. It's an opportunity.
Well, Ibrahima Sankare is the government spokesperson. Currently he's away, and now there's an acting government spokesperson, which is Mr. Sankano. He is the acting government spokesperson. So I'm not the government spokesperson. I'm the Minister for Information, Media and Broadcasting Services.
Okay. Increasingly, we see that government press releases are originating from the ministry rather than the office of the government spokesman prior to your coming into that ministry. So what has changed?
Beg your pardon?
I'm going to take it slowly because apparently you've flatly refused to understand me.
Why do you assume so?
Prior to coming into the ministry as Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, press releases used to originate from the office of the Gambia government spokesperson. But increasingly we see that press releases are coming from your ministry, whether it's releases on foreign affairs or agriculture or whatever. They are coming from the Ministry of Information.
I think there is some misunderstanding there. Press releases, to a large extent, still comes from the different sector ministries. What we do is to share. If you look at the press releases, if it has Ministry of Agriculture, it's from their own letterhead. Foreign Affairs from their own letterhead.
That is of late. There was a time when press releases on various aspects of government and issues that had their own ministries were always coming.
Well. For me, what I've observed and what I know that I can with certainty say is that the press releases mostly comes from the different sector ministries with their letterheads on it. What we do is to share or reshare. They all have their information officers which are deployed from the Department of Information Services, and they share this on their Facebook page, and we reshare. In some instances also, and recently I've seen, in fact, for the last month, 2-3 press releases were released by the office of the spokesperson. So I did not see any change there. It depends on how the ministries want to do things. So, but in most cases, it's the ministries that really get their press releases out, and what we do is to share.
Okay. You say it depends on how the ministries, choose to do their own things. So if a ministry chooses to communicate via the office of the government spokesman, then they send all the information to him.
And he releases it.
Okay.
It's the same government, it's the same purpose.
And if they choose to share via your office?
We always coordinate with the spokesperson's office when there's a press release in that nature, when they want us to share it, and then we'll work together to say who releases it. Sometimes he releases, sometimes we release. But it's the same government, we do the same purpose, we serve the same master. We don't see any difference in that. For us, it's quite normal.
Same master?
Yeah, the government.
Who's the master?
The government of the Republic of the Gambia.
Ah.
And the Gambian people.
Not Adama Barrow?
The government of the Republic of the Gambia and the Gambian people. Adama Barrow is the head of state. Incidentally, then, he's our master. We serve him.
Ah, okay. So
he's president, elected by popular given popular mandate to govern, and he delegated his powers to us. So therefore, he's also our master.
Every Gambian's master.
Well, he's our master. He's our president.
Okay. And in terms of development, what would you have to say?
We were out on Saturday with the president doing road inspections, the road construction, the 50-kilometer urban roads. Very impressive. I mean, Peter.
Where did you go?
We started from Joko Junction there in Joshua, went all the way down to Ibo Town by the river. There's a tributary of the river Gambia that ends there. I'm not sure what that place is called, but it's in Ibo Town. We looked at all the road works that are taking place in Ibo Town, in Joshua. Then from there, we went to Safidin. From Safidin all the way down to, I think, to Latikunda down. They're also constructing that road from Safidin, that road that goes through Marsengalau. Very impressive that the government is doing that. From there, I went through Sukuta.
I live less than 2 minutes away from there.
The works have started. They are moving the services. Very soon they'll now do the tar that is supposed to be there, but they've done with moving the services. The timeline is that by June that road should be completed. It's not a long road. And from there we went to Sukuta, also inspecting those roads that are at work in Sukuta. Then we went through Wulinkama to Brufut to Madiana. Impressive work is also ongoing from Brufut to Madiana. Then from there we went to Jereng, to Kunkujanketaya, to Jereng, and then to Sanyang. The road that comes from the main road to the beach is also almost complete. Then we went to Gunjur, also the same thing, from the main road to the beach is almost complete. Then came back to Bijilo, from Bijilo all the way down to Kirsering to Kadikadi. That area is also almost complete. Road works are ongoing, very impressive. Peter, I think the president is a visionary leader, a man who believes that roads are the backbone of every development. You cannot develop a country without building roads, and he has made that his focus and his priority, and he's doing very well. The number of kilometers of road he's built, from independence to 2017, only 800 kilometers of roads were built by both governments. From 2017 to date, we've built almost 1,000 kilometers of road. That is very impressive. Highly impressive. So I think that is good. The chief of staff is calling me.
No, he should know that you are on air and you
yes,
cannot.
I'm not picking.
You cannot take a mod.
No, I'm not. So Peter, that's it. Infrastructure-wise, the president is doing excellent. He's doing a fantastic job. When it comes to electricity expansion, I've already discussed that last week. Here, the last time I was here, when it comes to water expansion, it's done very well. A number of boreholes we've built from 2017 to date. Number of communities that have access to water is unprecedented. It's unmatched since independence. Number of classrooms, we built over 6,000 classrooms, 10 classrooms on average a week, ensuring that there is access to education for every Gambian, no matter where you are born, whether you are born in Bijilo or in Bolibanda. Doesn't matter. You have access to education.
Why are you picking on Bijilo and Bolibanda?
So obviously we're on track in that. I think the president, and Peter, remember, the president achieved all these great, he's able to achieve all this in light of difficult circumstances, a difficult transition.
Difficult transition.
Of course, it was a difficult transition. Transitions are never easy, Peter. Transitioning from autocracy to democracy.
It was over in a matter of days.
No, it wasn't.
The guy slipped out of town in the late hours of January the 19th, 2017.
When we talk about transitions, Peter, we talk about the economic transition, the legal transitions, the social transitions, the political transitions. They are always difficult.
Listen,
transitions are always hard. He oversaw a peaceful...
He enjoyed a windfall. After Yahya Jammeh left this country, the whole world, all right, unblocked loans, well, not loans, grants that they were holding, all right? You went to Brussels and came back boasting of $1.4 billion.
Pledges.
Well, today you will qualify that, but you remember, when you were in opposition at the time, everything you said about that 1.4 billion.
What I can tell you is that, Peter, he oversaw a peaceful and successful transition despite all the challenge that comes with the transition. Now, secondly, the moment he started his reforms, then hit COVID, derailing most of the important projects supposed to do. The global economy was turned upside down.
We
had the war in...
We got hundreds of millions of dollars that we just wasted. The National, Audit Office confirmed that in reports.
No, it wasn't wasted. It was put to good use. If the audit reports detect some malpractices in the manner in which those finances were being managed, that doesn't mean that it's totally wasted. No, the president was applauded for his swift response to providing social services to the public during COVID, during a very difficult period. One of the very few countries that successfully contained COVID. That credit goes to his leadership, Peter.
Our flour is made from high-grade wheat, imported from global markets and blended to produce the best flour in the Gambia. At GMC, every bag of Eco65 flour is fortified with vitamins and minerals, undergoes rigorous testing and quality controls to ensure that the flour produced meets our high-quality standards.
Let me read you anything else before I go on to the...
No, go on. Let me see if I've got my...
Has Maud sent you the United Nations General Assembly delegation size?
Not yet.
Yeah. Top secret. For some reason, this information will never be officially divulged. All right? Leaving people speculating about a delegation.
We will surprise you. We will divulge it.
Anywhere between 70 and 85.
No.
That's a very large.
No, that is not correct.
That's a very large.
That is not correct.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Until you tell us what the correct figure is.
We will tell you.
People are saying anywhere between 70 to 85.
We will tell you. We'll just give us time to give you the right
We've been
figure.
chasing you for months now.
We will tell you.
Okay. Please, Mr. Peter, if you can read this statement for me to the Information Minister on behalf of the Finance Minister on your Tuesday coffee time. Hello, Mr. Finance Minister. We are the staff of Ocean Bay, and do you know that there was a court of more than 10 years between the ex-staff and Social Security that lingered? Then later our reps met at the Ocean Bay to agree to be paid out of court between the two parties. To cut the story short, we are still not paid. Can you look into our matter, please? Or should we come out to demonstrate? Some of our staff are now deceased without a penny. The last just a few months ago. Thanks. From a concerned citizen.
I think that's a very important piece of information. We'll take note of that and I'll escalate it to find a solution to it.
So apparently there was a problem. They went to court, eventually settled out of court, but they are saying that the Social Security and Housing Finance Corporation has not kept to the agreement, and one by one, some of the people involved are dying.
Well, that should not happen if that is the case. That is why I want to escalate this to find out what is happening and to find a swift solution to this.
You're making another promise.
I cannot solve the problem. I can escalate it. That's what I can do. I cannot solve the problem. If he can call me or text me after this program, I'll get more information on this and I'll advise as to where to go next on this.
Assalamu alaikum, good guys. Guys, good morning. The texter is referring to CD SK Njai because I saw him sitting next to the First Lady during the meeting and it was on the news, and that Dr. Ceesay knows that very well because it was on the news. So the CD, I forgot this particular CD, and he actually grew up, a few meters away from me, a young boy running around, like the little kid he was at the time. So we have CD SK Njai as deputy. CD is a good name to have apparently these days. CD SK Njai is deputy speaker. You have CD Ture as IGP. You have CD Ceesay as administrative secretary, NPP. And you have CD Keita as finance minister. How can I change my name?
Is it 4 CDs? You only mentioned 3, I think.
4.
Ceesay, Ture, Keita, and Jai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that not 4?
That's 4, yes.
Are you thinking of changing your name to CD as well?
No, I love my name, Peter. It's one of the most beautiful.
But they're saying this is, you're pretending not to know what is being spoken about. Look, they say it was on the news on GRTS, and you are the.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean I have to watch GRTS every day. what I can tell you is that CD Njai, Honorable CD Njai, is the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, which is the legislature. Now, I wouldn't know the reason for his visit to New York. It is possible that he's invited by one of the UN organs to go and give a talk on the side events. I wouldn't know. He's a Gambia government, National Assembly also has relations with the UN. It's possible that he's been invited to go and give a talk or to participate in one of the side events at the New York. For me, I don't think that should be a debate.
Okay, all right. Hi, Uncle Peter. Tell the minister that everyone knows Barrow is a road builder. But what about basic commodities? What about health services? What about security, job opportunities, etc., etc.?
But security,
and this is
Peter,
coming from Solomon the fisherman.
Security across the sub-region, Gambia has one of the lowest crime rates, and we have data on that.
That's a favorite line of yours.
Yeah, but that is a fact. It's a fact. We have one of the lowest crime rates.
They just murdered somebody at Bruford Heights.
Yeah, but Peter, who can do anything about that? What I can tell you is that by and large, Gambia is a peaceful, secure, stable democracy, one of the most secure countries in the sub-region. That is a fact. Our crime rates are low. So security-wise, the president is doing well. He has an A+ in that. Now, when it comes to healthcare, the amount of healthcare expansion that we have witnessed under His Excellency's leadership is unmatched. That one also an A+. Access is everywhere. We've built health centers, state-of-the-art health centers.
Yeah, you build centers, but they don't have medicine.
Of course, I mean, they've got state-of-the-art equipment.
So they don't have medicine. And you listening?
No, but when you say that medicine, listen, Peter,
paracetamol. You go there, they write you a prescription. You have to go and buy paracetamol, amoxicillin, and whatever.
No. When it's available, it's available. The health ministers come out
when
to
it
say
is available, it is available. That is
Peter,
true. But most times it's not available.
We don't manufacture medicine in the Gambia. Sometimes, and the health minister has said it time and again, that procurement bottlenecks can sometimes lead to a shortage of drugs, and that is beyond our control. Yeah. What the government can do is to make sure there are drugs, and that is what we want. Now, we procure these drugs from outside, and our procurement systems in the Gambia are so rigid, so they're not very flexible, that sometimes it's difficult to do the procurement properly. But our intention is to ensure that every health center
if you have laws that are not working in the people's favor, why keep them? If they are so rigid to the point that, even to bring in medicines is a problem, why do you keep those laws?
Because these procurement laws is to ensure safeguards in the public.
To the point where people are dying.
Who is dying because there is no paracetamol? Nobody is dying because there's no paracetamol. What I can tell you is that, Peter, our aim is to make sure that every Gambian has access to quality healthcare. That includes access to a good hospital where you are, access to a good doctor, and good equipment and medication. And we are working towards that. And I can tell you that the achievements we've made in the past 7 to 8 years in the healthcare sector, nobody has done that achievement before. We've expanded healthcare services to most rural areas. We are now, for the first time in the history of this country, we are training consultants and specialists in the Gambia through the postgraduate program at the FSTH. Currently, if you go to the FSTH, they have state-of-the-art facilities. They have brand new X-ray machines. Currently, they are trying to fix the CT scan, which is brand new. They are fixing it. They are renovating FSTH. So I think we've done amazingly well in the health sector. What else did he mention?
Job opportunities.
Yeah, of course. The president has said that through the labor.
150,000 in 5 years.
And in fact,
we've been hearing that for the past 4 years.
No, but in fact, Peter, I can tell you that we've even surpassed that.
You've surpassed 150.
That's what anecdotal evidence suggests that we've surpassed that. What we need to do now is to bring the empirical evidence. We are harvesting the data. We put a system in place. When we say 150,000, it doesn't mean government has to employ all this 150. It means the private sector. And what the government has done is to create the enabling environment so that private sector can flourish. And private sector is indeed flourishing in this country to the extent that now people are working. You have people who went to GTTI, went to skill centers. Now they are doing solar installation. Some people are into poultry. All the giraffe projects from Ministry of Agriculture, the Women Empowerment Fund, all these things have created employment. The trickle effect is huge. What we can do now as a government is to get the data in place to inform people about the number of. But I can assure you, Peter, that with all the initiatives that we have taken to the YEP, to the Women Empowerment Fund,
YEP is the Youth Empowerment Project.
Exactly. To the giraffe projects, through the Roots project in agriculture, through Youth Transport Revolving Loan, all these things that we've done, through the fintech explosion in this country, you've seen it. We have created more than 150,000 jobs. What we need to now is to harvest the data so we can come up with empirical evidence that we've indeed created this type of jobs.
Mr. Minister, how come companies never known to deal in essential goods like rice, like real estate companies, were given the money? This is taking us back to the 100 million.
But who said they've not been known that they have not been doing it? These guys, they import rice. In fact, that is why they requested for government to support them with foreign exchange. They had the Delegation. They've been importing rice. They've been importing, like I said, Peter, today, everyone knows as a journalist. It's possible. Don't you have a side business? Perhaps you sell coffee on the street sometimes.
Me.
You never know.
All I do is broadcast.
I don't know that.
100%.
That's what I'm saying. But it could have been the case that you also import rice and as a side business.
I would have loved to be given money by the central bank
not
or whoever.
Not for free, though. If you are,
no,
not for free. If you are doing it and you had the dollars and you needed foreign currency, the government will support you.
Give me money and I will bring in rice.
And let me tell you something. We should even thank these people who ventured into this business. These are capital-intensive businesses. And had these people not involved in this business, there would have been rice shortage in this country. So we should thank them. And thank the government for supporting them and facilitating for them to be able to import. They are not giving free money. Nobody will give free money to the business to import rice. No. They had the Delegation. They wanted to import rice. They needed foreign currency. Government facilitated for them to get the foreign currency. It's as simple as that. Nothing difficult. So we should thank them and thank the government for being swift and visionary.
Good morning, Uncle Peter. Dr. Ceesay informed you in one of your discussions with him that the number is 15 who traveled to UNGA. You even told him that it took you, meaning him, 3 months to provide the number. Yeah, 15. I don't believe 15. I will never believe 15. I'll do one more. The road terminating at the road terminating around Joko Junction is so narrow that not even 2 R4 vehicles can maneuver alongside, much more heavy vehicles. Can he check to confirm when going home, please?
No, but I was there. The existing road itself is narrow. I mean, that's what we found there. It's not a big road.
Just because you found it narrow, do you have to leave it narrow?
No, what I'm saying is that we've done a lot of demolition exercise and we've compensated those compounds we've demolished to expand the road a bit. It's not as narrow as he's thinking. It's not a big road. I mean, remember the planning at that time in Serkunda wasn't as it is now, where we leave a huge space of roads. It is what is there already, which is existing. We expanded it a bit. And remember, apart from the road, there'll be slabs on the sides which will go up to the doorsteps, the fences of those who are on the streets. I think let's look at the bigger picture, Peter. That road was bad during the rainy season. I used to live around that end. It was difficult to navigate your way through that place. Now we are building the road with a very good surface.
But he's simply saying, look at the size again.
Yeah, but what can you do, Peter, about that? The size it's not a highway. It's a small, narrow road that goes into a community. It is good. It is enough. Two roads can meet there.
It leads off the highway. I know exactly where you are talking about.
So what is the solution?
This is the fork. This is the forked road, not so?
Which one?
The just as you cross over from Westfield. Is it not that one?
No, it's not that one. The one that comes from behind Joko.
Terminating at Joko. That's the one.
Saying, yes.
The one terminating at Joko.
So that road.
Yeah, that's the forked road from the highway.
How do you expand that road?
There is this shop, which is the cause of the fork.
Is he talking about the road itself or what? Because if it's the road itself, it's not much you can do about that road. That road is itself not a very big road.
The road terminating at around Joko is so narrow that not even 2 R4s. R4s are not. Well, you have a few.
But that is his assessment, Peter. If I go, I might think that 2 R4s can fit. What I'm saying is that the construction is ongoing and we are building roads to ensure that every Gambian has access to good roads. And that includes that place. That place was bad before. Think of that. That place was bad. You couldn't navigate your way through. Now we are building that road. We are rehabilitating that road. I think we should be thankful for that.
And the issue is the narrowness of the road.
But how narrow is the road?
You found it narrow.
The people...
Should you leave it narrow? That's the question.
The people, the engineers and the consultants who are working on the road do what they are doing. They would not do a road that 2 4x4s cannot fit in.
Fantastic.
Exactly. So obviously...
So you are saying, in effect, they found it narrow, but they won't leave it in that state.
They will sort it out.
That's the whole point of development, is to improve whatever,
We're improving. That is why the president is keen on improving the lives and
So we still do not have information, this top secret information, as to the number of people who traveled to Onga. If you have it, let's share it. If you don't have it, then I would like to, say goodbye.
Well, I don't have it up to now,
unfortunately. And hope that I don't know why you guys are, keeping this top secret.
It's not top secret. I don't know why, but we'll get it as soon as possible.
And when SFL says, Jurom Nyeta Fuki, government officials, you guys start jumping helter-skelter.
But Peter, SFL is known for misleading the public, so we wouldn't...
So what is the number?
We'll give you the number.
He has to work with the number.
But what I'm saying is that...
And the number he is quoting, he's picking up from, what the media is...
he's picking up from the air. He's not picking up from anywhere.
That's what we're saying.
That's what I'm saying. We have the data. We'll give you the data.
When you create a vacuum, some people will try to fill it.
We have not created any vacuum. Like I said, the most transparent government...
What is the number?
We will give you the number. I'll get the number. I'll give it to you. I'll try to even send it to you before...
There's a whole Minister of External Affairs that cannot share the number. There's a whole Minister in charge of Presidential Affairs that cannot give you the number. He also is Chief of Staff.
What I can tell you, Peter, is that the government is the most transparent government in the history of this country, and that is a fact.
Not on the issue of this United Nations General Assembly delegation.
We don't want to give you the wrong figure. We'll give you the right figure. We are working on it. We'll give it to you.
This should have been available from day one.
Well, we'll give you the figure.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you.
Ismaila, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And have a very good day. That's Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services. It's